I'm working to finish Cowboy Bebop, but the 20th episode about Mad Piro hit me in ways I wasn't expecting, particularly the ending. The show as a whole isn't doing a lot for me, but that one episode's ending is like a condensed version of all the reasons Evangelion is a holy text. So if you haven't watched it and you're curious, I'd recommend Googling Cowboy Bebop episode 20, or just searching on YouTube Mad Pierrot, Pierrot, Death, and it's the first video, even though it's the dub. Pierrot's voice actor does a good job, and that's all that matters here. And a note before we go forward, trying to talk about this is like trying to talk about Evangelion. Either it clicks or it doesn't. And trying to explain it, thank you cognitive functions, talking aloud makes you focus on explaining a single point. And that makes any stop spinning, projecting, and combining everything all at once. So, I'll talk about a few points, but if it doesn't all click at once from seeing that one thing, it's not going to click at all. That goes for most things, but it goes especially for this. Pierrot has a boo-boo, and he cries for his mommy before he dies. He dies suddenly and alone. One of the things this reminds me of is something Norm Macdonald said in an interview. Everyone dies alone. You may have people around you when you die, but you face death alone. Everyone dies alone. I want to feel safe and my mother to hold me. That won't happen, you can't get it back, and it may never have existed. What I mean by that, and swapping back into the comfortable second person, you want someone who loves you and can make the problems go away. And even when they can't make the problems go away, you feel better knowing they love you. That feeling isn't just an arrangement of objects. It's theoretical, based on a state of mind or a level of consciousness you no longer have. Even if you could rebuild that arrangement of objects, you can't feel the love and safety those objects you think should produce, or supposed to produce. You haven't just lost things or people who meant a lot to you. You have lost the state of mind you would need to experience them the way you did. And it's not just gone. All of that isn't just gone. It's gone forever. Even if you could put everything back the way it was, you aren't the same. Your ability to love and be loved purely is gone, and you are never getting it back. You're longing for something that cannot ever exist again. All that applies to any arrangement, verb, and state of mind required to whatever them, but it culminates in the fact right now, you really are alone. You're longing for the forever lost or the impossibly theoretical. And I tried living by the saying, enjoy every sandwich, which is the typical canned live for the present and enjoy it saying, but it doesn't work. In fact, trying makes it worse. The baseline state is wanting things that can't exist or can no longer exist and feeling bad or being afraid when other things slip definitively into that cannot exist or can no longer exist state. Which leads to another point. In dealing with that state, you can try to find replacements, but none will be pure or reliable. You are spending something to get the replacements to maintain you an illusion. Essentially, you can find things or people to mimic what you're looking for, but you can't replace that state of mind you've lost, and it isn't pure because you have to cough something up to get them to mimic something that doesn't exist. It isn't fulfilling, and you're losing even more, not just materially, mentally, or emotionally, but also state of mindedly for doing it. This leads us into the next method of trying to deal with that state. You can try to become strong enough not to need things you've lost or things you want. That's probably a healthier way of going through life, but in the end, all you are is Pierrot. You are an aging infant. Even if you are a genetically enhanced test subject, even if you are piloting a giant robot, even if you are the strongest person alive, inside you are still an infant, vulnerable to change. In the world and in your mind, you are still vulnerable to that default state of loss. And that is crushing because you have absolutely no power over it. Because you are vulnerable to change and therefore to loss, you have already lost. No matter how powerful you become, you can't change that, which is ironic. You can't change your vulnerability to change. I think that's one of the reasons Evangelion and Pierrot's death strike something. Pierrot, Shinji, and Asuka are some of the most dangerous people alive, but all they really are kids who want their mothers and comfort, and nothing they've accumulated can do anything about that. It's already gone. And I think that's the reason Pierrot's death in particular strikes so hard. The suddenness and finality of his death. You feel pain, you call for mommy, she doesn't come, and then it's over. You're forced to confront your baseline state of loss, and then you die. Unceremoniously. That's it. Hearing people call for their mothers when they're hurting has always made me feel nauseous. Like that top, back, in front of the stomach, and up to the back of your throat and out, forcing out vomit feeling. It's the most innocent call for help that's already failed. For years I've been trying to figure out all the reasons Evangelion hit me as hard as it did, but Pierrot's death helped me understand the baseline state of loss piece of that puzzle. And it succeeded spectacularly because I hadn't thought of that way before. But that death scene, like I said in the beginning, encapsulates a lot of what Evangelion is. There are some other big points that resonate with similar things on similar frequencies, but we'll cut it here for now. But that about rippity wraps this one up. I hope you enjoyed watching, because I certainly enjoyed making it. Like if you enjoyed, because it helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't, because we do this shit sometimes. And comment your thoughts, because I love hearing from you. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Really, we have a lot of fun on this channel. So much fun, in fact, you can clean out your fan because it was getting gunked up, and then you can have the fun blowing all over you. Nice and cool. That's how much fun we have on this channel, and I look forward to doing this with you guys again in the future.